Hi, I'd like to do a video today for people that are looking into getting into reloading for the first time. I'm one of you. Never thought of it before, didn't think it was going to be practical, but um, I decided to take the plunge, to have that freedom, to do what I want when I want, not being reactive to shortages and such going in the future, but also as a hobby. It's a progression of my firearm ownership, I believe, and um, I think it's going to be something I enjoy doing. And there is kind of a little bit of a barrier to entry, but it's not a big hurdle. A lot of it, I think, is getting over the fears of it or the uncertainties. Um, but then there's also the cost, and that's what we're going to go over today. And the first cost that you're going to incur if you have no components, like I had absolutely nothing. Um, so the first thing I looked into was getting a good workbench. You may already have one, but if you don't have a good workbench, um, you're going to need something nice, solid, sturdy. So found something used online locally, and that was $80. So that was a pretty good bargain for the quality of the bench. The next thing you're going to have to incur is buying a press. Which press do you buy? Single stage, turret, progressive? After talking with people, I thought a turret press was going to be my best option. Um, and I think there's good value in it. And it's something that even once I upgrade, we'll probably still use it in addition. So I ended up going with a Lee Classic Turret Press kit. The kit is important because it carries a lot of the small essentials that you're going to need. So to kind of cut down on a little bit of the cost, the kits are pretty good to get you started. You'll upgrade those parts eventually going forward, but to get you foot in the door, the kit's, I think, a good way to go. So that cost me $210. Next thing I looked at was a tumbler kit. Need to clean your brass with the tumbler. I got it from Cabela's kit. It was $70. After some Cabela points was about 48, and that contained the media to clean the brass and some brass polish, and also a tray to separate the media and the brass once you finished. Not the best tool, but it works. For starting out, it'll get the job done. Next that I looked at was miscellaneous items not covered by the kit. Some of these you may or may not necessarily need to get started, but it's items I thought I would just get going forward. So I spent about $150 on miscellaneous items. Next is you're going to need brass, the components to build the ammo. I had no brass. I had about maybe 80 rounds of odds and end brass. So there was a local gentleman. I bought 2,000 rounds of 9mm brass off him for $60. Bullets. Right now it's very hard to find the components. I was able to get some from Extreme Bullets directly, and I bought $80 worth, which was 1,000 rounds of 9mm bullets. And there was also a local gentleman selling some 38 special 357 bullets. I bought 500 off him for $50, and he threw in a couple of things for 44 Magnum too. So ended up being pretty good value with the 44. Powder. I went ahead and went with Ogden Tight Group. Was able to find this actually locally. That cost about 20 after tax, let's say $24 for a pound. I bought 2 pounds, so about $48 there. A difficult item to find right now are primers. The small pistol primers are a premium. If you see them online and you hedge on buying them, they disappear quick. When you go back to order, they're gone usually. I finally found the place that had them. I bought 4,000 primers. Um, After hazmat and shipping, it was like $175, a little high, but to make it worthwhile, I bought 4,000 instead of say 2,000 that I actually would have wanted to buy. So, in total, the cost I think I came up with adding everything up was somewhere about $1,100, give or take, and that's with me buying some excess stuff. If you stripped it down to the bare bones of what you absolutely need, um, you know, only getting say 500 bullets and primers, you know, smaller quantities of those components, you can get in for about 400 to 500 range. Realistic. Go with a cheaper press if you want with a single stage, you know, but basically figure on spending about $400 minimum with components, with just about everything you absolutely need. Like I said, if you got a table, you've been saving brass, you know, you're gonna not incur those costs. So, you know, if you can, and you're thinking about it, start saving brass, and that's probably one of those things. If you're gonna reuse it, so even if you do have to incur some cost on it, it's going to be diminished over time. It's not necessarily getting into reloading to save money. You can do it with certain items and over time, but I think it's to have freedom and then develop, you know, if you enjoy it, it becomes a hobby. That's how I'm looking at it. You know, some of the more expensive calibers, yes, you'll save money if you shoot them a lot. What most people say, and I think I agree with, is you're not necessarily going to save money because you're going to end up probably shooting more. So you're going to get that benefit. Instead of using 100 rounds when you go to the range, you might use 300 rounds. So that'll be a big benefit, is you're going to get more use. You're not going to probably be as cost conscious of, oh, how much ammo am I using? You know, because you don't want to spend money or run to the store and buy it. So, you know, that's kind of my overview on what it's going to cost to get involved with reloading. And, you know, I look forward to get starting. My press arrives today. I've got a couple other components I'm still waiting on. So hopefully over the next 2 weeks, I should have everything arrive and be ready to go. Well, good luck, everyone.